Greetings to this assembly, where the past's shadows and the present's light converge on the ancient city of Pompeii. Its story, encapsulated in ash, compels us toward a deeper inquiry into human endeavor and folly.
Indeed, Pompeii stands as a testament to our Roman achievement, its grandeur immortalized, not just by the tragedy, but by the life that once pulsated through its streets. A life cut short, but a glory undiminished.
Yet beneath this so-called glory lurks the shadow of our imperium's reach, a reminder of the cost at which such grandeur came. Pompeii, thriving, yes, but at what price? Rome's thirst for expansion left many a civilization gasping.
The practicalities of Pompeii's daily functions, its society structured and efficient, present us with a mirror to the complexities of human social orders. This is not merely Rome's story, but humanity's in microcosm.
Beyond the grand narratives, let's not forget the individual stories, the whispers of Pompeii's citizens preserved in their homes, their writings on the walls, speaking of love, of disdain, of the mundane and the profound.
Beware, though, the romanticization of catastrophe. Pompeii's end, while dramatic, serves as a reminder. Civilizations believed eternal can vanish in the blink of an eye. What lessons, then, can we distill from its sudden demise?
A city, resurrected from its ashes through our inquiries and imaginations, indeed offers more than cautionary tales. It offers insights into the resilience of human culture, the fragility of life, and the enduring quest for meaning amidst chaos.
Tacitus, your cynicism clouds the undeniable brilliance of Rome. Pompeii, even in death, shines as a beacon of architectural, economic, and cultural zenith.
Livy, your patriotism blinds you to the sufferings of those who lived under the yoke. The brilliance you so admire was forged in the fire of conquest and suffering. Pompeii is as much a tomb as it is a testament.
Let us then dissect this city's layers, from its Greek origins to its Roman pinnacle. Understanding Pompeii demands a reflection on both its achievements and its tragedies.
And let's not lose sight of the stories of its people. In their lives, we find the true color and vibrancy of Pompeii, far beyond the cold stone of its ruins.
Agreed. But let us proceed with a critical eye, piercing through the veil of nostalgia to understand the reality of its existence, its end, and its everlasting legacy.
Thus, our exploration begins, not with a quest for answers, but for understanding, as we delve into the heart of Pompeii and, through it, the essence of civilization itself. Let us embark on the journey of Pompeii's transformation. This city, once a humble Greek settlement, rose under Roman influence to become a resort for the elite. The layers of this evolution are rich and complex.
Indeed, Herodotus, Pompeii stands as a testament to Rome's greatness. Its transformation from a Greek village to a Roman resort encapsulates the zenith of our civilization. It was not merely a city, but a symbol of Roman sophistication and power, where the elite could revel away from the urban sprawl.
Yet one must question at what cost such transformations come. Roman imperialism, while boasting of uniting and transforming, often obliterated local cultures. Pompeii, under the guise of prosperity, may have thrived, but let us ponder what was lost in its Romanization. The essence of its origins, perhaps, trampled under the grandeur of Rome.
Tacitus, your cynicism overshadows the benefits. The adoption of Roman ways brought prosperity, infrastructure, and an enhanced quality of life to many. To suggest Rome's influence as merely oppressive is to ignore the overarching benefits of our governance and culture.
Benefits for whom, Livy? The elite, the senators and their sycophants? Look beyond the marble facades and grand villas. The undercurrents of any society speak more of its reality than the opulence designed to distract from the oppression of the many by the few.
The transformation of Pompeii indeed encapsulates a broader narrative of cultural amalgamation and conflict. It is crucial to analyze not just the material prosperity, but the cost to the local social fabric and cultural identity.
Herodotus, the very fact that we can discuss Pompeii's evolution today is because of Rome's prowess in immortalizing its achievements. The beauty and complexity of Pompeii's architecture, art, and public life were preserved under Rome. This should not be dismissed lightly.
Preserved or appropriated, Rome's history is rife with examples of absorbing what it conquered, often erasing the uniqueness of local cultures. Pompeii's evolution, while fascinating, is but one chapter in a tale of Roman imperial ambition.
It's clear that Pompeii's journey from a Greek settlement to a Roman resort is marked by both cultural enrichment and conflict. This evolution, through the lens of Roman imperialism, offers a nuanced glimpse into the transformative powers and potential pitfalls of empire. Let us delve into the heart of Pompeii before its demise, the daily lives and the stratification that governed its society. Polybius, your observations?
It's crucial to understand the pragmatics of daily life in Pompeii, structured much like the military formations I've analyzed in my histories. Each social tier functioned akin to the phalanx, dependent on the cohesion and role of its parts. The elite at the helm, the merchants and artisans forming the backbone, and slaves, the unseen yet integral force. This societal structuring ensured Pompeii's economic success, but also sowed the seeds for its internal disparities.
Yet, it's the human stories, the whispers of everyday life, that offer the most poignant insights. From my accounts of the Caesars, it's clear the microcosm of Pompeii mirrored the broader Roman world. The graffiti adorning the walls, for instance, "I love her, and she doesn't care a bit," speaks volumes of the individual yearnings and societal norms that coexisted. You oversimplify, Suetonius, with your focus on the anecdotal. Remember the greatness Rome instilled in its domains. Pompeii was no mere settlement. It was imbued with Rome's valor, a testament to our ancestors' grandeur. The stratification was not merely societal, but a reflection of Roman virtues, a hierarchy that ensured order and prosperity.
Order and prosperity for whom, Livy? Your narratives often overlook the iron grip of Roman imperialism. The social strata in Pompeii, as in much of the empire, were maintained through exploitation and fear. The elite's wealth was built on the backs of slaves and the marginalized. Rome's grandeur often came at a severe cost.
Yet, Tacitus, one must not ignore the stability and opportunities provided by such order. The analytics of it all, the way Pompeii thrived under Roman governance, showcases the effectiveness of such social structures, despite their inherent flaws.
Opportunities for whom? Polybius? The elite? Surely. But delve deeper into the households of Pompeii, and you find a starkly different narrative among the serving slaves and the struggling artisans. The frescoes and lavish homes tell only half the story.
Indeed, the complexity of Pompeian society offers us a mirror to the broader human condition. Each stratum, from the patricians to the slaves, contributed to the tapestry of daily life, yet the threads of inequality run deep. This very dichotomy defines not just Pompeii, but civilizations across the epochs.
As always, our discussions veer towards romanticization or condemnation of the past. The truth lies in the actions and decisions of individuals within their societal constraints. The social stratification in Pompeii reflects the pragmatism and inequalities of human nature, perpetuated through governance and cultural norms. Our focus should be on understanding these dynamics, unclouded by moral judgments or nostalgia.
Well said, Thucydides. Pompeii indeed serves as a testament to human complexity and societal organization, with lessons still relevant today. It beckons us to look beyond the surface, to the lives that pulsed through its streets, contributing to its vibrancy and, ultimately, to its enduring legacy. We turn now to the spiritual life of Pompeians. Recognize, the gods were not mere symbols, but entities that breathed life into the daily affairs of the city.
Indeed, the religious practices and temples of Pompeii were the backbone of this society. They were not just places of worship, but also symbols of Roman virtue and moral values. The dedication to the gods reflected the people's allegiance to Rome itself, showcasing our devout nature and civic duty.
Yet, how accurate are our sources on these religious practices? Much of what we know comes from the remnants and ruins, interpreted by those looking back with a romantic eye. To ascribe such depth of belief uniformly across Pompeii smacks of oversimplification. Were all Pompeians truly devout, or was religion, for some, merely a facet of social expectation? Oversimplification indeed. The religious fervor you extol likely masked the deficiencies of the state. Religion in Rome has always been intertwined with power, used by the elites to control the masses. Pompeii was no exception. The temples and grand religious ceremonies were as much demonstrations of wealth and power as they were of piety.
That's a cynical view. The grandeur of Rome's temples and the elaborate ceremonies were indeed reflective of our power, but they were also a source of unity and pride. The gods favored the virtuous and the strong. Thus, showing devotion was intertwined with Roman identity.
Unity, or conformity. Your depiction of religious life as purely harmonious and civic-minded neglects the complexities and perhaps the tensions beneath. Not every hand that poured wine for the gods did so with heartfelt devotion. Fear, obligation, and the pursuit of favor from the powerful were equally potent motivators.
And let's not forget the tales of scandal and intrigue that the gods themselves were subject to, no less mirrored by their worshippers. I've chronicled emperors and statesmen, and the divine was often a convenient cloak for all manner of personal ambitions and vices. Pompeii, with its vibrant streets and secretive corners, would have been ripe with stories where the sacred and the profane intertwined.
While your arguments hold water, they seem to overlook the practical aspects of Pompeian religious life. Temples served as centers of education and were essential to the economy, drawing pilgrims and offerings. The intersection of the spiritual and the mundane in Pompeii reveals a society where religion was not only about belief, but also about the practicalities of daily life and survival.
Practical, perhaps, but let's not whitewash the exploitation under the guise of divinity. The political manipulation through religion is an age-old tactic. The elite's opulence often found a convenient excuse in divine veneration, while the common folk sought divine intervention for their woes, a cycle that benefited those in power, maintaining the status quo.
It seems that the spiritual life in Pompeii, much like in any society, was a complex tapestry of belief, politics, and day-to-day living. Whether through genuine piety or societal expectation, the gods occupied a central place in the hearts and minds of Pompeians. Delving into the heartbeat of Pompeii's prosperity, we uncover the arteries of its economic
trade networks that spanned the Mediterranean and beyond. Polybius, your analytical prowess can surely map us the contours of this commercial landscape.
Indeed, Herodotus, Pompeii stood not merely as a Roman outpost, but as a nexus of commercial routes that linked it to the farthest reaches of the known world. Its prosperity was not an accident, but the result of its strategic positioning, which facilitated trade across sea and land. Consider the amphorae discovered within its ruins, containers that once held wine from as far as the Greek islands, oils from Spain, and grains from the fertile fields of Egypt. The city's economy was a mirror to the broader Mediterranean world, a complex web of interactions that not only brought wealth, but also cultural exchanges.
But let us not adorn the truth with the laurels of prosperity, without recognizing the thorns of corruption that such wealth often invites. The elite of Pompeii, much like the Senate of Rome, were adept not merely in trade, but in the exploitation and manipulation of these economic arteries for personal gain. Their wealth was amassed on the backs of slaves and at the cost of the small freeholder, drawing a stark picture of economic disparity that no amount of architectural grandeur can veil.
Tacitus, while your point on corruption is not without merit, it is perhaps a cynical simplification. Economic systems of the ancient world, although far from perfect, provided avenues for social mobility and cultural proliferation that should not be overlooked. The flow of goods and ideas through Pompeii served as catalysts for cultural and economic advancements, contributing to the complexity and dynamism of Roman society.
And yet the very complexity you applaud, Polybius, set the stage for Pompeii's destruction, did it not? A society so deeply entrenched in its own excesses and inequalities was ill-prepared for the cataclysm that Vesuvius represented. The eruption did not merely bury a city. It laid bare the vulnerabilities of Roman society, vulnerabilities that economic prosperity could not mask.
The discourse turns fiery, akin to the very flames of Vesuvius. But let us temper the heat with insights from Thucydides. How do you perceive Pompeii's economic narrative within the broader tapestry of history?
The discussion here typifies the eternal struggle between prosperity and moral decay, a theme as old as history itself. Pompeii, through its economic complexity, indeed showcases the highs and lows of human society. It serves as a prime example of how economic prosperity can drive societal advancements, but also magnify human frailties. As we dissect Pompeii's trade networks and economic structures, we should also reflect on the cyclical nature of history, where prosperity often precedes decline.
A poignant observation, Thucydides, highlighting the dual-edged sword that is economic prosperity. Pompeii indeed stands as a testament, not merely to the achievements of Roman civilization, but also to its vulnerabilities. Through the lens of Pompeii, we glean insights into the broader human condition, a tale of rise and fall that is as instructive as it is tragic. Let us now delve into the architectural marvels and urban planning of Pompeii. The insights from excavations and reconstructions paint a vivid picture of its society.
Pompeii's architecture is a resounding testament to Rome's grandeur. Its amphitheaters, villas, and public baths underscore the elite's luxurious lifestyle. I see the city as a celebration of Roman engineering and urban sophistication, embodying our ancestors' vision for a community that's at once functional and awe-inspiring.
While the grandeur is undeniable, I challenge the notion that it purely represents sophistication. The architecture also tells a tale of social disparity and the prioritization of public spectacle over the welfare of the lower classes. It's crucial to scrutinize Pompeii not just for its aesthetic appeal, but for the societal truths it unveils. The corruption that likely wormed its way into Pompeii's construction projects cannot be overlooked. I suspect that, much like in Rome, the allocation of resources for these grand projects often involved a web of bribery and graft. The architectural splendor may very well stand on a foundation of exploitation.
Both of you make compelling points. However, let's not overlook the utilitarian aspects. The water system of Pompeii, for instance, was remarkably advanced. The aqueducts and lead pipes showcase a society that, while flawed, prioritized public utilities. It's this pragmatic approach to urban planning that contributed to Pompeii's prolonged prosperity.
I'm more captivated by the personal narratives that these structures harbor. Imagine the stories the walls of the House of the Veti could recount. We talk of public baths and villas, but within these were the lives, loves, and betrayals of Pompeii's residents. It's through understanding these intimate histories that we truly appreciate the city's architecture.
But Thucydides, your cynicism fails to appreciate the spiritual uplift that magnificent public buildings provide. Aren't we to celebrate the achievements of our civilization, the beauty that we have created under the gods' watchful eyes?
Livy, it is not cynicism, but realism. History should not just be about celebrating our triumphs, but also understanding our failures. The ruins of Pompeii serve as a humble reminder of nature's ultimate power over human ambition. Indeed, Thucydides, Pompeii's fall underscores the folly of unchecked ambition and the tragedy that befalls those who ignore the omens of disaster. The leader's failure to heed warnings mirrors broader societal flaws.
These divergent views paint a complex picture of Pompeii, from architectural marvel to societal microcosm. It's this multifaceted legacy that endures, prompting us to reflect on our own civilizations. Let us journey into the realm of Pompeii's artistic soul. The frescoes, sculptures, and graffiti that adorn this ancient city speak volumes of its essence, but what stories do they truly tell us? Polybius, your observations on this matter would enlighten us.
Indeed, Herodotus. The art of Pompeii is not merely ornamental, it is an echo of its socio-economic conditions. The frescoes in the villas depict scenes of mythology and daily life, offering insights into the priorities and fears of its citizens. They were a society deeply connected with their gods, their leisure, and their understanding of their place in the world, a place they believed to be secure until Vesuvius proved them otherwise.
While I admire your broad strokes, Polybius, let us not overlook the individual stories these pieces tell. My focus on the artists and their subjects reveals an intimate portrait of life in Pompeii. Take, for instance, the fresco of Icarus in the House of the Veti. It's a poignant reminder of the perils of hubris, something that might well describe Pompeii itself, situated as it was at the foot of a volcano it deemed harmless.
Your point is well taken, Suetonius, but it's the splendor and grandeur of these artistic expressions that truly underscore Rome's magnificence. These are not mere paintings or sculptures. They are testament to our ancestors' quest for beauty and excellence. They encapsulate the Roman spirit, its aspirations, and its monumental achievements. To see them is to witness Rome's enduring legacy, a civilization that, even in leisure and art, sought to immortalize its ideals.
Immortalize its ideals or mask its decadence. The art of Pompeii, for all its beauty, does not shy away from depicting the excesses of its time. The frescoes of Dionysiac revelries speak not just to artistic finesse, but to a culture entwined with luxury and indulgence. This penchant for excess, reflected in their art, was symptomatic of the deeper political and economic corruption eating away at the core of our society. Let us not romanticize or vilify without cause. Our aim should be to analyze and understand Pompeii's art within its historical context. The depictions of daily life, the graffiti that adorns its walls, these were not conceived in a vacuum. They represent the collective consciousness of a people, their interactions, and their perceptions of the world around them. It's a mirror held up to society, reflecting its virtues and vices alike. The graffiti, in its immediacy and spontaneity, perhaps tells us the most candid story of Pompeian life, unglossed by the patina of time.
A spirited discourse indeed. It's clear that Pompeii's artistic expressions offer us a multifaceted view of its society, one rich in beauty and complexity. Through its art, Pompeii communicates across centuries, offering us a lens through which to observe the human condition in all its glory and folly. Let us take these insights as we continue our exploration, mindful of the stories etched in stone and painted on walls, for they are the voices of Pompeii, preserved in ash and pumice. Let us turn our attention to something haunting, the Pompeii casts. These shapes, frozen in time, offer a stark testament to the tragedy of Pompeii. They're not merely relics, but stories preserved in ash and pumice.
Indeed, Herodotus. Each cast represents a drama more gripping than the Giulio Claudian's most scandalous moments. There's this inherent personalization in observing the forms of individuals caught in their final throes. Consider the cast of the family. Its sheer emotional impact transcends written history.
While I recognize the cast's value in bringing us face to face with history's capricious nature, I must caution against overly sentimental interpretations. These casts are a sobering reminder of the fragility of civilization itself, not just individual tragedies. They should incite questions about preparedness, about the lessons learned, or more aptly, the lessons repeatedly ignored by those who believe they have mastered nature.
Thucydides, you speak as if the heart and the mind cannot coexist in historical inquiry. The casts do more than instruct. They evoke empathy, connecting us across millennia to those who lived and perished. To stand before them is to read a history written not in ink, but in life.
And yet, how often is such empathy manipulated? These casts are paraded as the ultimate connection to our past, but let us not forget, they also serve as tools for those seeking to profit from disaster. The line between education and exploitation is perilously thin.
Tacitus raises a valid point regarding the commodification of tragedy. Nevertheless, assessing the casts from a pragmatic viewpoint, they offer invaluable data on the variety of individuals present in Pompeii during the eruption, from the affluent in their ornate domiciles to the slaves in their quarters. Each cast is a testament to the societal structure and the diverse lives within it.
You all look at these casts through such a modern lens. In the Roman spirit, we understand that death is but a passage, and these forms frozen in ash echo the valor and dignity of Pompeian society confronting its demise. They should be revered, not merely studied, or worse, pitied. They embody the Roman resilience in the face of inevitable fate.
Clearly, the Pompeii casts elicit strong sentiments and diverse interpretations. They are at once personal and communal, specific and universal, relics of the past that speak profoundly to our present condition. They remind us of humanity's persistent struggle against and alongside the forces of nature. In their silent forms, they articulate the unspeakable horrors of disaster, but also the undying fascinations of human history. Thus, we are left to ponder, to learn, and, perhaps, to connect with those long gone. Let us turn our attention to the fiery heart of this discussion, Vesuvius itself. Its eruption reshaped not only the physical landscape, but the course of history.
Indeed, Herodotus. Considering the eruption within the context of ancient understandings of natural disasters, it's clear they viewed these events as divine retribution or omens. However, through a pragmatic lens, Vesuvius serves as a harsh reminder of humanity's vulnerability to the whims of nature, an aspect we often overlook in our conquests and daily lives.
Your perspective, while insightful, misses the mark on leadership ineptitude. The tragedy of Pompeii wasn't merely a natural disaster, but a failure of governance. Signs of the looming catastrophe were overlooked and unheeded, a testament to the deadly consequences of political negligence. Tacitus on this, we find agreement. But let's not forget the broader picture. The eruption serves as a monumental lesson on preparedness for all civilizations. One cannot help but reflect on how future generations will judge our capacity to foresee and mitigate such inevitable threats.
You all critique and analyze, yet you overlook the poetry of Rome's relationship with nature. Pompeii, with its tragic end, magnifies the grandeur of Rome even in ruin. The narrative of Vesuvius is not just one of disaster, but of the eternal struggle between human ambition and the unyielding forces of the earth.
Livy, your romanticism is misplaced. This is not about the grandeur of Rome, but about its fragility. Pompeii embodies the ultimate price of ignorance and vanity. It is a cautionary tale echoing the dangers of hubris in leadership and society's blind faith in those leaders.
Let's not diverge into mere criticism of leadership. The eruption highlights a critical junction in human-environment interactions. Throughout history, natural disasters have redirected trade routes, spurred technological advancements, and even shaped geopolitical landscapes. Vesuvius is but one chapter in the ongoing saga of our adaptation to and struggle against the elements.
Amidst this debate, one cannot ignore the human stories etched into the very ashes of Pompeii. The casts, the remnants, they articulate the real cost of these failures and environmental catastrophes. It is through these personal tragedies that the true face of Vesuvius is revealed, not just its impact on trade, politics, or architecture.
A stirring exchange indeed. It's clear that the eruption of Vesuvius is not merely an event in history, but a mirror reflecting human vulnerabilities, societal constructs, and the ever-present dialogue between nature and civilization. Let this be a reminder of the importance of wisdom, foresight, and humility in our collective endeavors. Let us now cast our gaze upon the ruins and remnants unearthed from Pompeii's ashen grasp. The tales of discovery and excavation not only pull us closer to our ancestors, but lay bare the very soul of archaeology. Thucydides, your scrutinizing eye has often pierced through histories with a rigorous demand for accuracy. What say you of the methods that have brought Pompeii back to the light of day?
My view, as you might expect, comes not tinted with the rose. The excavation of Pompeii, while unearthing a lost world, oft seemed more akin to treasure hunting than to the disciplined inquiry of history. The early uncoverings, while certainly remarkable, were plagued by a lack of meticulous record-keeping that is the lifeblood of true understanding. To recover Pompeii without context is to render a painting without color. It holds form, but the essence is washed out.
Yet, within these chaotic beginnings, there were narratives as compelling as any found in my accounts of the Caesars. The colorful characters who led these excavations, such as Giuseppe Fiorelli, who introduced the method of making plaster casts of the voids left by the victims, have their own place in the annals of history. It's the interplay of human ambition, curiosity, and, let's not coyly omit, greed, that has peeled back the layers of Vesuvian ash to reveal Pompeii to us.
Indeed, Suetonius, the human element in archaeological discovery, does tend to mirror the very histories we seek to uncover, layered, complex, and not without its darker sides.
Allow me to interject, for there lies an unsettling parallel that must not go unmentioned. Just as the leaders of Pompeii might have ignored the omens of Vesuvius, so too did the early excavators blithely plunder without heed to preservation or methodical study. It was a failure of leadership and responsibility, repeating the very tragedy of Pompeii in metaphor.
Though your critiques hold water, we must also acknowledge the advancements in methodology that have since taken root. Modern archaeology regards Pompeii as a classroom of the ancient world, applying rigorous scientific protocols to every spade of soil turned. The narrative of Pompeii is no longer solely about the past unearthed, but about the future of archaeological method itself.
And let us not overlook the value of what has been unearthed. Through the painstaking efforts of these archaeologists, Pompeii speaks to us across the millennia, offering a tableau of Roman life so vivid it is as if Jupiter himself has thrown open the doors of time. Yes, the methods were imperfect, but the passion for Rome's grandeur has ensured that its echo will not be lost to time.
As our discussion reveals, Pompeii serves as both a lesson in humility and a beacon for the progress of human knowledge. From the chaotic excavations of its early years to the precise scientific explorations of today, each phase of Pompeii's unearthing reminds us of the necessity to look back and learn as we move forward. Let this be the legacy of Pompeii's resurrection from the ashes, a testament to human curiosity, resilience, and our unending quest for understanding. We now delve into Pompeii's portrayal in popular culture and its manifold effects on modern archaeological pursuits. Livy, you seem quite taken with Pompeii's romantic allure. Would you care to elaborate?
Indeed, Herodotus. Pompeii captures the imagination like a vessel frozen in time, offering us a portal to the past where Rome's majesty still breathes through the ashes. The stories of Pompeii serve not only to instruct but to enchant, reinforcing our connection to the ancients and fueling a collective longing to walk their streets once more. This fascination is not merely nostalgic, it is a testament to human resilience and the perpetual quest for understanding.
Yet, in that so-called fascination, we find the commodification of tragedy. Pompeii's ruins are not a stage for romantic reveries. They are a solemn testament to Roman life cut short. The popular culture's dramatization obscures the grim realities faced by those ancient people. It is a disservice to their memory, transforming their lived experiences into mere entertainment.
Tacitus, you miss the forest for the trees. It is through these stories that we keep the memory of Pompeii alive. Would you rather we forget them entirely?
I argue not for forgetfulness, but for respect. There is a chasm between remembrance and exploitation.
Both of you hold part of the truth. My accounts of the Caesars thrive in popular culture because they bear the weight of humanity, detailed yet relatable. Pompeii's story, garnished or not, intrigues because it's personal. Each fresco, cast, and artifact speaks of a life as vivid and complex as any today. This personal connection draws interest, which in turn drives support for preservation and study.
Suetonius, your point on the personal aspect is well taken. Yet the commodification Tacitus mentioned risks altering the narrative. As historians, our task is to unravel the truth amidst these embellishments. Popular culture, while stimulating interest, often sands down the rougher edges of history, presenting a sanitized, easily digestible version. It's a double-edged sword.
Once again, we dance around the core issue. Popular culture serves a modern agenda, not a historical one. It constructs a Pompeii that serves contemporary tastes and sensibilities, often at the expense of accuracy. Yes, it draws attention, but it simultaneously distorts. Our role is to cut through these distortions, challenging the simplified narratives and ensuring Pompeii's authentic story prevails.
A spirited debate, as expected. It seems Pompeii serves both as a bridge and a battleground between past and present, between history and its reimagining. The balance between captivating the public's imagination and remaining faithful to historical truths is delicate. As stewards of the past, our discussions, spirited as they might be, are vital in navigating these waters. Let us hope that Pompeii, in all its complexity, continues to inspire inquiry, reverence, and above all, respect for the fragile legacies we are tasked with preserving. Well, as we draw this discussion to its close, it's clear Pompeii continues to ignite the flames of debate, much like Vesuvius's ash preserved its secrets. Thoughts?
The tale of Pompeii is a glaring testament to Rome's hubris, a city buried not just by volcanic ash, but by the weight of its own decadence. My examinations have often revealed the rot beneath the gold. Pompeii serves as but a grave marker of such folly.
Yet, can we not also see the glory of our empire in its streets and walls? In every mosaic and column, there lies the testament to Rome's greatness. Pompeii was not just a victim of nature's wrath, but a symbol of our enduring legacy. To focus solely on its demise is to overlook the beauty it once held.
Romanticizing the past is a dangerous game, Livy. Pompeii, for all its grandeur, is a cautionary tale of human frailty. It's crucial we approach its study with a critical mind, uncovering the truths that lie beneath the ash, lest we learn nothing from its downfall.
Indeed, the economic and social structures that thrived in Pompeii provide a fascinating lens through which to view ancient civilization. And yet, we must ask ourselves, do the benefits derived from such exploration justify the potential disruption to the remnants of the past? It's a delicate balance between preservation and investigation.
And let us not forget the individuals who walked its streets, their lives encapsulated in the casts, their stories etched into the walls. In the grand sweep of history, the personal narratives found in Pompeii offer a rare glimpse into the human aspect of antiquity. It's the scandal, the routine, the very fabric of daily life that truly fascinates.
Personal narratives aside, the political implications of Pompeii's excavation cannot be ignored. The uncovering of Pompeii has been wielded as a tool for contemporary agendas, a manipulation of history to serve the present. It begs the question, whose Pompeii are we resurrecting? The authentic city or a version colored by modern biases?
A valid concern, Tacitus. The interpretation of Pompeii's remains will always be subject to the lens through which we view it. Our understanding is constantly evolving as new discoveries prompt us to reassess our prior assumptions. The importance lies in maintaining an objective approach, one that honors the authenticity of Pompeii's story.
Yet, in our pursuit of objectivity, let us not become cold historians, dissecting Pompeii without awe or wonder. Our narratives must breathe life into the past, allowing those who peruse our works to walk the streets of Pompeii, to feel the vibrancy of its days and the terror of its last night.
A debate as fiery as the eruption itself. Pompeii stands as a mirror to our own times, reflecting our triumphs and tragedies. As we part ways, let us remember that it is through understanding our past in all its complexity that we can hope to navigate our future. Pompeii is not merely a city frozen in time. It is a conversation across the ages, one that we are privileged to partake in. May we continue to explore, to question, and to learn.